What up, guys? Mad Scientist 7890 here. It's going to be in the lab video. It's going to be pretty much just one company I'm going to be talking about, but different topics from each one. And this is going to be basically just about TNA Impact Wrestling. So if you're not a fan of that, you can go ahead and click off now if you don't really care about what I have to say. But I have some interesting topics of some things that I'm talking about here, so you guys might be interested. First thing I want to talk about here is it quite possible that this is the worst year ever for TNA? Quality-wise for matches, booking, just overall, literally everything, misuse of talent, X Division. I mean, there's a lot of things going on right now in TNA that they're trying to reboot. They're trying to get things going again. Their television product the last couple of weeks, in my opinion, has been not bad, but their pay-per-views have not been great at all. When you're looking at quite possibly in the same year their worst show ever and their worst main event ever, it's really hard to justify and say that this is not their worst year ever. I've been watching since the very beginning. Well, almost since the very beginning. I didn't start in '02, but I started watching in '04 when they were on FSN and they had the little bar thing running across the top where they had the time limit and whoever was wrestling. So I mean, it's really interesting to see how bad they've fallen over the years, and is it possible they can get back to the prominence of their '05, '06 period when they were really doing well and quality wise, and I think a lot of people blame it on Hogan and Bischoff coming in and really redoing everything, taking the six-sided ring away and really taking away what made it different. I don't know. It just was a rough year for them. Coming from their best matches this year. The four-way Destination X, which I extremely appreciate. I'm glad that they did that, and definitely their match of the year, or recently the match with AJ and Roode on Final Resolution, the Iron Man, which I really enjoyed. But this may be the first year since I've been watching, all the way from 2000. I went back and watched the 2002 and 2003 stuff, all the way from then till now, that there hasn't been at least a 4.5 star match, in a year for them, and that's sad because I don't think this year there really has been a match that's been 4.5 stars or better. And that's pretty sad in my opinion. But I don't really know. It's just interesting to see where they're gonna go with this. Hopefully in 2012 they really start thinking more about the quality of their matches and really instead of booking backwards, instead of booking their pay-per-views for their show, book their show for their pay-per-views. People are paying for the pay-per-views, not for the impacts. Bischoff and Hogan with their situation with the ratings is really at times hurting their pay-per-view quality, and and a lot of the things that they're doing. The fact that they're really misusing talent that's really hurting their company. A lot of guys that are just being not used. Joe and Daniels is just getting pushed down the ladder, and AJ's, he's in main event matches, but he's always going to be the golden boy TNA, so he's always going to get that spot. But it's just interesting. A lot of the original guys that were there beforehand are not getting showcased. There's always the option, which I'm sure won't ever happen, bringing in this one guy. Some of you guys know who he is. There's just one guy out there that I think that could come in and just take care of business for TNA and really reboot their whole show and really give us the fans what we want to see. But who knows? I don't know if that'll ever happen. I'm not going to name names, but you guys will probably take a wild guess on who I'm talking about there. So next topic I want to talk about is basically Robert Roode and James Storm breaking out. It's interesting about these two is they're pretty much right now the only reason to watch TNA. These two in particular, James Storm and Robert Roode, cutting the best promos, having the best matches, being the most entertaining, splitting these guys up, letting them run, do their own thing. Storm having his match against Angle, which was great, went over clean. Then, Roode having his match against AJ, which was great. And, he went over dirty, but he's the heel. So, going to the future, you're going to see these two feud. I'm looking forward to this match, these matches in 2012. I'm really hoping that they feud these guys and really, give me a reason to want to continue to watch TNA's product. I know there's guys on the show that there's just so much talent on the show that I really enjoy watching, but I never get to see them that much because TNA doesn't care. I'm a huge D'Angelo Dinero, the Pope fan, Austin Aries, Storm and Roode I'm really digging right now. So, I mean, if we can get some, these guys, on there every once in a while. And I think the fact of the matter that, TNA does, there's a couple things that they do well. A couple things they do well, and that's they really showcase the knockouts, and they really showcase the fact that they're not PG, running bikini car wash to stuff like that, and having their knockouts look sexy and dress kind of sleazy at times, but fans of the non-PG type stuff really enjoy that, the alternate. So the way they use their knockouts, I think they're doing a great job with that. But the way Storm and Roode are breaking out is definitely the only thing I really enjoy about the show, and the promos and the matches and a lot of stuff that they're doing. So let me know what you guys think about that. Storm and Roode breaking out, if you guys are excited about that, if you think they're doing a great job with that. So like I said, that's Storm and Roode right there. Next topic is one of the big things that I really want to talk about. J-Man and I had been kind of, really looking into this on the last couple pay-per-views, really, and actual Impact shows as well. How the Impact Zone is just extremely dead, and it's just really bad for pay-per-views and shows, anymore. They're not 05, 06 TNA anymore. They're not, they don't have that ECW arena type feel anymore, where at any time the crowd could just go off and just lose it. It's not like that anymore. I think the big thing they really need to do to really change their product and really put themselves out there a little bit more. They're a big wrestling organization now. They're number 2 in the United States, to a lot of fans. Oh, it's number 1 to some, but I don't know how many that it actually is. But number 2 to most organizations out there, big company. They can take their show on the road. They can film a lot more on the road. They can film a lot more on pay-per-views and on the road. I think it's so stale in the Impact Zone. It's so boring. The crowd is just not into anything, and really dead, and it just doesn't. And it's also due to the fact that the match quality is just not there anymore, and the booking is just not there. It's just not great anymore. So I think getting out of the Impact Zone is a big must for 2012. A lot more. They're making money with TNA somehow. I guess fans are still putting money into this company, but they really need to get out of there and show that they can expand and get out of their comfort zone a little bit and really show different crowds. Because if you sit in front of the same crowd all the time, it really gets stale and burnt out, and the crowd just stops caring so much. Ring of Honor goes back to New York a couple times, 3 or 4 times a year, and is arguably the best crowd anywhere in wrestling is in New York for Ring of Honor. So, I mean, being in the Impact Zone, every Impact and almost every pay-per-view is really hurting their quality. So I just want to talk about that. Let me know what you guys think about all these topics. This is an In the Lab video with Mad Science 7890 here, and yeah, TNA. What do you guys think, man? They going down the pooper here soon, or you guys still a fan? I know I'm still a fan. I'm still a fan of just the talent. Hopefully we can have some guy here. Just there's just one guy out there that could just come in right now and just come in right now and just take care of the company and just take it back to glory. And some of you guys know who he is, but whatever. It's not a big deal. Just one guy. But like I am, like I said, I'm the Mad Scientist, and I'm gonna leave you guys with a little bit of something special here at the end. I like my subscribers, and I want to give back to them something, here. And since TNA doesn't give it to us near as often as people would like, I'm gonna let the pigeons loose right here and leave this on the screen for about I don't know, 10-15 seconds or so. You guys can just stare as long as you like. Alright, like I said, I'm out of here, guys. Peace.